The rain was falling hard on New York City. It was cold and loud. Under a small roof near a big, shiny hotel, a man named Leo tried to stay dry. He was homeless. His clothes were wet and old. He held his only bag close to him. Just a few steps away, a little girl was crying. Her name was Lily. She was 5 years old. The wind had blown her favorite toy, a small rabbit named Pip, into a dirty puddle. Her mother, Eleanor, knelt down in her expensive dress. The dirty water ruined it, but she didn't care. "Please don't cry, Lily. I'll buy you a new one," she said. But her voice was shaky. She looked very scared. "It has to be Pip," cried Lily. Eleanor looked like she was going to cry too. This toy was very special. It was a happy memory from a time before her life became lonely and hard. Then a shadow fell over them. It was Leo, the homeless man. He didn't say anything. He just walked into the puddle and picked up the wet, dirty rabbit. He knelt down and held it out to Lily. "I think this little rabbit was on an adventure," he said kindly. His voice was rough but warm. He smiled at her. "All explorers need a bath after an adventure." Lily stopped crying. She took the rabbit and held it tight. "Thank you," she whispered. Eleanor looked from her happy daughter to the man. She saw that he was tired and sad, but he had kind eyes. She opened her fancy purse and took out a $100 bill. "Please, take this, for your help," she said. Leo looked at the money, then at her. He gave a small, sad smile. It was no trouble, just helping someone. He started to walk away. Suddenly, Eleanor felt a rush of fear. Her ex-husband was a powerful man. He was trying to take Lily away from her. He said Eleanor was too busy with her big company to be a good mother. He said her home was not stable because she was alone. Seeing Leo's kindness gave her a wild idea. It was a chance to save her family. "Please," she begged, her voice breaking. "Wait." Leo turned around. "Please, marry me," Eleanor said. Leo stared at her. He thought he must have heard wrong. "The rain must be in your ears," he said. "I am serious," Eleanor said. She was crying now. "I am Eleanor Vance. My ex-husband wants to take my daughter. He says I need a husband to have a stable home. It would only be for 1 year, a business deal. I can pay you anything you want." Leo was quiet. He looked at the little girl. Then he looked at the desperate mother. "You want to buy my name?" he asked quietly. "I want to save my family," she said. "Okay," Leo said finally. "Okay?" Eleanor felt a flash of hope. "How much money do you want?" "Not money," Leo said. "My price is different." He looked straight into her eyes. "First, you give me a job, a real job, like fixing things in your garden. You pay me a normal wage for it, no handouts." "Okay," Eleanor said, confused. "Second," Leo said, "you promise me this. For 1 year, you will have dinner with your daughter, every single night. No work phones, no business talks. You just sit at the table and talk to her. That is my price. Your time for my name." Eleanor was shocked. He didn't want a mansion or a car. He was asking for the one thing she never had enough of, time with her daughter. She felt ashamed. She nodded, tears in her eyes. "I promise." So Leo moved into a small house on Eleanor's big property. The next day, Eleanor gave him a job. The garden was messy and overgrown. Leo started to work there. That night, they had their first dinner. It was quiet and awkward. Eleanor was thinking about work. Lily was shy. Leo was quiet. He just listened to Lily talk about her day. But slowly, things began to change. Leo fixed the squeaky swing for Lily. He started a small vegetable patch and showed her how to plant seeds. He was always calm and kind. Eleanor watched him from her window. She saw her daughter smile more. The dinners became the best part of their day. They started to talk and laugh. Leo would tell funny stories. Eleanor began to leave her work problems at the door. One night, Eleanor was upset about a bad day at her company. Leo listened and said, "That man knows the price of everything, but the value of nothing." It was a wise thing to say. Eleanor realized Leo was very smart. "Who are you, Leo?" she asked softly. He looked away. "Just a man who learned things the hard way," he said. Weeks turned into months. The big, quiet house started to feel like a home. Leo felt like part of the family. They watched movies together. He would leave a cup of tea for Eleanor when she worked late. One afternoon, Eleanor came home early. She saw Leo in the garden. He was reading a book to Lily while she played in the dirt. The sight made her heart feel full. It was the family she had always wanted. But soon the court date with her ex-husband arrived. The night before, a package was delivered. It was from her ex-husband's detective. Inside were pictures of Leo from years ago. He was wearing a nice suit. The paper said he was once a successful architect. But there was an accident at a building he designed. 2 people died. He was very sad and felt guilty, even though it wasn't his fault. He lost his job, his home, and his wife. He chose to live on the streets. Eleanor was scared. Her ex-husband would use this to say Leo was unstable and a liar. She ran to Leo's house with the papers. "You knew about this," she said. "Why didn't you tell me?" Leo was calm. "It's my past. It's not who I am now." "He will use it against us tomorrow," she cried. "Then let him," Leo said. "The truth isn't in those papers. The truth is here. It's in this garden. It's at our dinner table. It's in Lily's laugh. You built a real family, Eleanor. No one can take that away from you." The next day in court, Eleanor's ex-husband, Richard, smiled meanly. His lawyer showed the judge the papers about Leo. They called him a liar and unstable. Then the judge asked Leo to speak. Leo stood up. He looked honest and calm. "Everything they said is true," he told the judge. "I was an architect. People died. I felt so guilty, I walked away from my life. I lived on the streets because I felt I didn't deserve a home. But Miss Vance," he said, turning and looking at Eleanor and Lily, "she didn't just give me a home. She gave me a job. She gave me a reason to be useful. I asked for only one thing in return, that she have dinner with her daughter every night. I asked for that because this little girl had everything money could buy except her mother's time." He looked at the judge again. "This family saved me. They gave me a purpose. My past is sad, but my present is this garden and this little girl's laugh. That is the truth." The courtroom was silent. Then Lily jumped up and ran to Leo. She hugged his leg. "You're not sad, Leo. You're our sunshine," she said loudly. The judge smiled. She told Richard his case was finished. Eleanor would keep Lily. That evening they were all home. They felt happy and relieved. They ate dinner outside. The 1-year deal was over. Leo had kept his promise. He was free to go anywhere with the money he had earned. As Lily fell asleep in a chair, Eleanor turned to Leo. "The year is up," she said softly. "You can leave if you want." "I know," Leo said, looking at the beautiful garden he had made. "I don't want you to go," she whispered. "What you asked for in the rain wasn't a price. It was a gift. You gave me back my daughter. You showed me what is important." Leo looked at her, his eyes warm. "You gave me back my life, Eleanor. You saw I was worth something when I felt I was worth nothing." He reached into his pocket. He pulled out a small ring. It was made from a strong vine from the willow tree in their garden. "A year ago, you asked me to marry you for the wrong reasons. Eleanor Vance, will you marry me for the right reason, because I love you?" Eleanor cried happy tears. She looked at the simple, perfect ring. She looked at the man who had taught her about love and family. "Yes," she said, taking his hand. "Yes, Leo, I will." They knew then that the best things in life aren't money or big houses. The best things are built with love, kindness, and time. And sometimes hope arrives when you least expect it, looking like a kind man standing in the rain.